I've got a long overdue favorites for you guys today. Somewhere I went from like a quarterly favorites to a every 6 months favorites, which I totally need to render and get better about that, especially if you guys enjoy them. I'm going to jump into some summer essentials, which is SPF, and for me, I use pretty much only kind of mineral sunscreens on my face because my skin is so sensitive. Chemical sunscreens tend to burn it, and then also I guess I kind of like the idea of a physical barrier between my skin and the sun. But I've recently purchased the new reformulated version of the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47, and I'd used up the little 2-ounce bottle, so I just recently purchased the big guy, which is the 4-ounce bottle. This is really good for my dry skin. It has a real nice moisturization to it. It is one that has a little bit of a white to it, but I find that it doesn't leave a white cast on my face once I rub it in, so that's also nice. I don't think this will be oily skin friendly, however, because it is quite moisturizing, but I've really been loving this, and I still mix in a dash of honey with it. It doesn't break my acne prone skin out either. However, I do continue to use all my acne type products on my skin before I put this on. So, but I really love this stuff. And then on top of that sunscreen, I continue to use my Dr. Jart Premium BB Balm in SPF 45 because it's got some good ingredients for the skin, and it also has that SPF 45, and they're both mineral sunscreens, so like layering them, a 47 on top of a 45 isn't going to give me like 80 some protection. They're just going to work equally as themselves, if that makes sense. But I do like to have I'm a little OCD about it, but I like to have, you know, the sunscreen, the BB cream, and then even my setting powder, which today I think I have on the Laura Geller Balance Brighten, which has SPF 15. I like to build them up like that, and I don't burn, and I have really, really fair skin because I'm outside so much. I really like to be protected from the sun. And then for the lips, I have one of these in my pocket at all times. One is the Shiseido SPF 35 sunscreen, and this is just a white balm type sunscreen. I had used this, I went to a horse event, and it was like 90 some degrees outside, and I had used this pretty much all day. I had reapplied it probably every hour on the hour. Like I said, I carry it in my pocket. And I did find that my lips by the end of that particular day were quite dry, and I found that using this consistently did kind of dry out my lips, so I don't feel there's a ton of moisturization to this particular product. However, my lips did not burn, so it does work in that aspect. And the thing about this Shiseido one is I've tried a lot of high SPF lip balms, and they all have a distinct chemically type of a sunscreen taste. This one here is the highest level SPF lip product I have ever tried that doesn't make my mouth taste, so I figure that's worth a mention. However, it doesn't have a ton of moisturization to it. But it does protect the lips from getting burnt. And then the other ones, which these ones I love. This, I'm like tempted to ditch a bunch of lip balm because I love these so much. These are the Bite Beauty BB for lips, and these have SPF 15 in them. I have 3 of the shades. I have Natural, which is clear, and then this one right here, which is Flush, and I have another one, I think it's in my purse or something like that. But Flush, which I don't, this is all that I have left of the Flush shade. It's kind of a corally type of a color. I'll just swatch the color of this for you guys. But a sheer balm, which I again keep either one of these in my pockets at all times, or the Shiseido one, usually one of the Bite ones because they're more moisturizing. And these also taste kind of like the agave lip mask. They have a real sweet taste, a really nice smell, and they're moisturizing, and they have the SPF 15. Again, I usually reapply a lip product if I'm outside probably every hour on the hour. And then this is the clear one. This is all that's left of this particular one. So this, but anyway, this is what the clear one looks like, and it's called Natural. This next product is a bronzing product, and oddly enough, which is funny because I wear this like probably 5 days out of the week, but I'm not wearing it today. I was wearing it, I believe, in my last video. However, it's the Wet n Wild Color Icon Contouring Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche, and I use the contouring half as a bronzer. It's a really rosy bronze matte, and it's really, really nice on, well, I have a pink undertone fair skin, and you can just like, it's one of those products that you don't really have to like put a ton of thought in or worry about getting a big splotch on your face or really have to blending it out. It builds and blends up on your face like so seamlessly. It kind of reminds me of how the Tom Ford bronzers are like that. You can kind of just put the Tom Ford bronzers on and they just seamlessly blend into the skin. Like, you don't really have to worry too much about those ones being overdone either. These are kind of like that, but I love the rosy tan about this particular product, and it's also matte. This is actually the second one. I was going to show you guys this one because I have used up pretty much an entire one of the contouring half. So I've almost used up 2 of these. I like it that much. Every once in a while I'll use the lighter half to sculpt out if I want to sculpt out my face a little bit more. It's also a nice powder. I just don't use it as much like I use this half here. It's great. And then the other contouring duo, which is Caramel Toffee, is actually more, it's a deeper bronze, which I can use in addition to this one here, just kind of in the backs of the hollows of my cheeks, and it does provide a nice contour. This one here is more contoury for me, the Caramel Toffee, whereas the Dolce de Leche is definitely like a rosy tan matte bronzer, and I just love it. There's the tan and there's the light one. But you can kind of see it there. And then for a couple of highlighting products, these next 2 kind of are interchangeable for me. I kind of feel like they're dupes of each other, but the highlight in the NARS Dual Intensity Lush Duo in Craving, this highlight half, sometimes I use the bronze, but mostly I just reach for this for the highlight half. And then the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in the shade 01. I'd say they're almost dupes. I feel like the Makeup Forever may be ever slightly shinier than the NARS one, but I've reached for these a ton as highlighters as well. And they're both nice. They're both that gelée type of formula, and they look really pretty on the skin, and they're light enough for me without shifting into a deeper color when they're not in direct light. So let's see here. Did I do that right? Okay, yeah. This is the Makeup Forever one, and here's the NARS one. So you can see they're kind of dupeable right there. They look really, really similar on the skin, but I've reached for these 2 quite a bit. And then this next little highlighter situation is a palette that I made of Makeup Forever eyeshadows. And I do have that fair skin, and a lot of highlighters on me, when they're not in that direct light, they actually shift into kind of a deeper color and can depress the top of my cheekbone a bit. So I decided to make my own little Makeup Forever trio here. And I've got 3 eyeshadows in here. I've got one that's takes on a slightly golden tone, this one's got pink tone, and then I've got one that's more neutral. And I have got this guy on right here, which is I526. So here's I526 right here. This one is I872, and then this one over here is I514. And I've reached for this a ton. So you can see this one's more neutral, the middle one's more pink, and then this guy over here, which is this one, is got a bit more of a yellow tone to it. But these are all light enough for me as well for highlighters. So that's the little trio that I made of Makeup Forever shadows, and it works great for my fair skin. So and then more recently I've kind of steered away from my Hourglass Ethereal Ambient Lighting Powder. Not steer away from it, but I haven't been using it quite as much. I still absolutely love the product, and I've been through quite a few of them. But I've been reaching more for my Guerlain Meteorites lately, and I have them in the newer pressed form and also the newer loose form, and they're both in the shade Claire 2. And I've actually gotten asked a few times whether I prefer the pressed ones or the loose ones. You get 0.35 ounces in the pressed version and 0.88 ounces in the loose version. You definitely get more product for your money in the loose version, and they last longer. And then I prefer the loose version as well, because when you get to really using the pressed ones, which I've been through the older version of the pressed ones as well, and the same thing has happened. So I'm safe to say this is kind of what happens with the pressed ones, is depending on the color, certain ones will wear down quicker. And then like this here, see, I wore down some colors there, and then what happens to the whole product is when you kind of hit pan on the certain colors that have worn down, the whole powder tends to break apart. So like this one here, I'm tempted to kind of just break it up because it's like fallen out right here. I'm tempted to break it up and just throw it in the tin with the loose version. I love the convenience of this one here. However, that's kind of a wasteful situation with how the product wears and kind of crumbles after you hit pan on it. And then also price point, you definitely get more with the loose version. But you guys this is the Claire of the pressed. And you guys, if I swatch it, you probably won't be able to see much because it's kind of a translucent type of a powder situation. But I use these after I put on all of my face makeup. I use these as a light dusting over the entire face to really blend everything in together. And I have them on today as well. So this is it right there. I don't know. You probably won't be able to see it, but kind of right there. So I love those, and I also love my ethereal light, but I've been really using the Guerlain meteorites for the most part. In these warmer months, I've been using the NYX eyeshadow bases. They come in 3 different colors: a white matte, a white shimmer, and then a more flesh toned color. I kind of mix the white in with the flesh tone because the flesh tone's kind of dark for me, so I just kind of mix them together for the most part. But in the summertime, I've been using these more than my RMS because it's been really humid, and the RMS can actually kind of melt on the eyes when it's really, really hot because I do have dry lids. However, these ones also have, I think castor oil is the #1 ingredient. Yeah, it is. So they're moisturizing. However, they still hold my shadows in place really nicely in the heat. So I really have been enjoying these right here. They have a nice tacky texture to them, so they hold on to color really well. And that's what I used today. These are kind of what I've been using for the most part over the past couple of weeks in these hot months. So that's what they look like right there. And then while I do toy around with tons of different concealers, there's one that I reach for if I'm going places or I know that it's going to last like all day and look good. And that's the Lancome Effacernus Waterproof Concealer. I think I'm like almost using this up. It feels kind of light. But I have the shade 100 Ivoire, and it is light enough for me. However, it's a little bit more yellow tone than I like, but it works when I set it underneath the eyes and stuff. It works out. It brightens, it lasts, it doesn't crease. It's a really, really nice concealer. And this is the lightest shade they make, but this is a really good concealer. And it doesn't feel dry for as well as it lasts underneath the eyes. It doesn't feel drying on me because I do have that drier skin type. So love that stuff. This is what it looks like. On my brows, some more go-to. I feel like I'm saying go-to a lot, but these are like literally products when I'm either in a rush or I don't want to think about putting on makeup. These are what I go to. And for my brows, I've been using the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo, and this is an ash blonde taupe. This is like the old coloring, or like, I know she renamed some of the colors and stuff, but this is almost done for. But I've been just using this on an angled brush through my brows, and then what I love to do, it's just kind of a look that I've been enjoying lately. I like to just brush my eyebrow hairs straight up and kind of spike them upwards, and I've been loving the By Terry eyebrow mascara in the shade 1 Highlight Blonde for that. This makes your eyebrows a little bit crispy, but it holds them like more of a stiff type of a way. So if you don't like, if you like a soft brow hairs, you probably won't like this, but I like it to hold my hairs up and kind of give them a spiky look. But unfortunately this is a really expensive brow mascara, but it's a really good one. I've been trying to find like a more drugstore dupe for this particular product, and I'm still on the hunt. But it's got a nice little wand, and it does have color. It's called a brow mascara, it coats the hairs nicely, and it holds them. Mascara that I've been loving, the Supersizer from CoverGirl. I have it in the shade Very Black. This is a great mascara. I feel like it lengthens, volumizes, and it lasts well without like flaking on my face. This is a good mascara. I quite enjoy the brush as well because it separates the lashes really nice, but while it still separates them, it still puts on product nicely. And I don't really get clumpy lashes with it either, but I've really been enjoying this mascara. It's the one that I've been just going to. This next product I was kind of hesitant to mention because the formula is so difficult to work with. However, it's a really unique color, and I love it on the cheeks. Once I get it on my face, I absolutely love it. And it's the NARS and Christopher Kane Illuminating Multiple and Violet Atom. This, I don't have anything like this for my face in my entire collection that looks like this on the skin. It's a violet with like a bluish type of iridescence to it. It isn't like, it's not like in your face blue or anything like that, but it's really unique on the cheeks. And I've been wearing it quite a bit actually. I just take a synthetic brush and kind of really try to rub it on there and stipple it on my cheeks, but it's kind of a difficult product to work with. You really have to work it into the brush to get the product on there. That's the only thing. The formula is really not that great, but on the skin when you get it on there, it's beautiful. So I'll just swatch it for you guys. Hopefully that prettiness will pick up. Like over blushes, I've used it over blushes and by itself, and it's really pretty. I'm trying to get it to pick up for you guys, because the formula, it's like dryish and kind of chunky, the formula, but the color is stunning. Hopefully that picks up. But I do really love this on. It's quite unique. I've mentioned Inglot Durline in a couple of my other videos, but I've been loving this to mix with gel liners. I've really been into using gel liners recently, which I have a ton, but I hadn't used them for a long time because I felt like I was pulling more on my skin than I would like to when I put eyeliner on my top lash line. And then when I got the Durline, I'm like, I'm going to mix this Durline in with my gel liners, and I can make them really creamy and really emollient, and they just glide on. I've mixed this with quite a few different gel liners, and it mixes really well with the Inglot gel liners as well. But I found when I mix it with those ones, they're really hard to wash off. So I found, as far as convenience and being able to wash it off quite nice while still using that gel liner and Duraline, that the MAC fluid lines have been my favorite to mix it with. However, it does mix nicely with tons of different gel liners. It also mixes nicely with eyeshadows, which they say you can, mix it with any type of powder product to create an eyeliner. However, I find that when I put it in with like a pressed shadow, even a loose pigment shadow, I really have to work to mix those products together, and it just doesn't go on as nicely as when I mix it with like a gel liner. So that's been my favorite way to use it. But Inglot Duraline it's a pretty inexpensive product. Beautylish carries it, I think $11 or something like that. It's just a good product to have, and I just put a drop directly into the gel liner pot. However, those gel liners that I use with the Duraline, I typically use on my top lash line, and if I were to use a gel liner on my waterline, it would be one that I haven't mixed with the Duraline, because like the Duraline does make it more slippery and emollient. So that's just something to make note of. Onto some lip products. Well, a lip product. This has like been my go-to lipstick. It's the Clinique Pop Lip Color and Primer, and this is in the shade 04 Beige Pop. Another product I should mention, which I feel like it's a broken record by now, is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Liner. I use that constantly. It's a total constant go-to, but that's usually what I wear with this lipstick here. I actually love all of these lipsticks. I'm wearing on my lips right now the shade Melon Pop, but the go-to shade has been this one right here, which is Beige Pop. So I'll give you a swatch of it. It looks so good with Pillow Talk lip liner as well. That Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, let me just swatch it for you. It goes with so many different colors. So there's Pillow Talk right there, and then there's the Beige Pop. My most reached for waterline eyeliner has been the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayons, and you guys are probably sick of hearing of these too because I do mention them a lot. I use Introvert a ton, which is what I have on today, and then the other one that I use a ton is Odyssey. These just stay really well on the waterline for me. So the top one is Odyssey and the bottom one is Introvert. That is what they look like. So there's what did I say here? Odyssey and Introvert, and this is the one I have on right there. These are great eyeliners. I really like them. Sometimes the caps are hard to get off, and then if you've had one for a long time, like one of these is like only this long, it's almost used up, they can dry a little bit, and when they get into a drier formula, not only do they last longer, which is a plus, but they can, depending on which one it is, they can, when they're older and the pencil gets a little drier, they can kind of flake off in pieces in your eye. So that's just something to make note of. And then also, I wouldn't recommend the ones with micro glitters. Like these have shimmers in them, but these ones don't have micro glitters in them like some of the other ones do. The micro glitters can get in your eye, but I love these particular two for the waterline. I use one of these like almost every single day. And then when I'm really feeling for a bright waterline, I've been using the Touch in Soul Style Neon Super Proof Gel Eyeliners. And I got these at Sephora. This first one is called Astral Ice number 4. And it is a matte bright blue color. And then the other one is a bright green, like a mint green. And this one's in number 3, Eclectic Electric. And that one looks like that right there. Both of these wear really nicely on the waterline and they feel really comfortable. I did try the black one after I had tried these ones, and I found that the black one did migrate into my inner corners. These ones might, I think, migrate a little tiny bit, but since they're lighter colors, I don't notice it as much. However, they still, a lot of product still stays on the waterline, so I do like these ones. And then last but definitely not least, which I actually went through my products quite quickly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a ton of stuff. It's going to be the longest video ever. But it's not so bad, I don't think. Anyway, these are the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadows. I do have all 6 shades and I love all of them. I really like the formula of these shadows. They're long wearing for me, but they don't like get crusty, or like they don't like shrivel up my lids like some long wearing shadows do, like the Maybelline color tattoos. If I put those on, it's like when they dry, I can't get nothing to stick to like that surface, and also it like shrivels like my skin or something. It just isn't flattering. These cream shadows don't do that, so I really like that. And these are mega go-tos, like when I just want to slap something on and run out the door and I just use my fingers. This first one is Marie Antoinette. And this is kind of like Tom Ford's Platinum. I take and put it on my finger, and I put it kind of all the way up to here, which looks crazy at first, but then I blend it out with the other shade, Norma Jean, and put a little bit of Norma Jean in the corner, and it's like a bam 5-second eye look. So this is Marie Antoinette. It's so beautiful. This color is so great. So there's Marie Antoinette. And again, I pack it on the lid and bring it up to the higher part of my lid right up here, and then I blend into it the Norma Jean shade. And this is Norma Jean, which is a nice light champagne. But I can't even count how many times I've been wearing these the past couple months, or since I got them. I've just really been reaching for them tons because they're so quick and easy. They blend out nicely with fingers, stay opaque. They just look good. I really like them. I've still been loving the Cocoa Lashes in Goddess, and also the Iconics from House of Lashes. Those are pretty much the 2 lashes that I wear, depending on which one is like laying there or which ones that I have that are in use already, because I try to use them a couple times. It depends on which ones I throw on. Today I have on a pair of Iconics, and these are about cut in half because I don't wear a full strip. It's like too much for me, but I do love those. Other than that, I think that is all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.